Feast to Sloppy Seconds is a comedy horror movie. And I say comedy horror instead of monster horror like the first one because this movie goes full into the comedy aspect of the original. They definitely wanted that to kind of be the identity of the second one, which I respect. So the plot follows this biker chick that's looking for her sister, and in the first movie, this little creature ended up slicing off this girl's leg, and they ended up using that girl later in the movie as a bomb. And that's basically her sister, the girl that was used as a bomb. And she is basically pissed that her sister's dead. And the bartender survives from the first one, even though in the first one I could have swore he died. But it was the little plot twist for the second one in the beginning of the movie. She encounters him, she gets information out of him about what happened to her sister, and she's like, yeah, the dude that survived the first movie, he blew your sister up. And they go to this town by the tavern to find that dude at the end of the first one that escaped, the kind of dicky dude, the douchebag dude, and kill him. So the bartender and the biker chick and her little biker pals end up going to the town that the bartender said that dude resided in, and boom shakalaka, creatures are attacking here, so it's right back into the frying pan. They meet up with a colorful cast of interesting people, and it's back to basically the same plot as the first one, where they have to just survive the monsters and escape this town. So my review for Feast to Sloppy Seconds. So like I said at the beginning of this video, this movie leans a lot harder into the comedy aspect compared to the first movie, which wasn't bad. There was actually some pretty funny parts in this movie. I feel like that's what they really wanted to do. That's, like I said, they wanted the identity of this one to be more of a comedy, I feel. The practical effects in Monsters were still pretty good. It was pretty bloody. I don't know if it was as bloody as the first one per se, but there was some pretty bloody, gory parts. I mean, they didn't really skimp out too much on that. But unfortunately, this movie suffered from an extremely horribly rushed ending. I mean, you hate to see it, but I guess it happens. But on a more positive plus side to this movie actually had this crazy ass baby scene, which is why I would rate it as high as I'm going to rate it. So my rating for Feast to Sloppy Seconds. So what's crazy was the whole movie, I had actually planned on giving it a 7 out of 10. But unfortunately, that ending, I'm going to have to knock it down to a 6 out of 10. The ending was just purely rushed and bad. I mean, part of me wonders if they just cut a whole bunch from this movie because the end just was so weird. Like, it wasn't supposed to be the end, but the people making the movie was like, hey, it can't be over, an hour and 30 minutes or something. I don't know how long this movie was. But regardless of how bad the ending was, this is still a must-see movie. I mean, the comedy was pretty good. The movie's still a feast movie, and it's a pretty good monster movie. And, I mean, that baby scene was so funny. That shit was hilarious. So yes, Feast to Sloppy Seconds is a must-see. I think it is. It's a good sequel. A lot of times sequels are shitty. And it's a movie that needs to be in your collection because, well, if you have Feast 1, you're gonna need 2.